Hello, my name is Constance Vandy, also known as Connie. I am owner and creator of New Project Creations, Aligning Dreams with Destiny. There's something that happened to me a while ago that made me want to create this company, and I'll go into a little bit more detail later on in the video. But right now, I need to go to a different slide, so I need you guys to hang on, and then we will get started. Okay? Okay, I am back. Now, we will be starting on this first slide, waking up from a peaceful rest. The reason I have this black cloud hovering over this person as he or she sleeps is because we are very busy people. We go throughout our day doing all kinds of stuff that takes away our energy and that pretty much puts us a strain on our memories, and we end up with um, some sort of lapse or delay in our mental clarity. So I wanted to speak about this because although we go through all of that stuff throughout the day and we get to the end of our day, all we want to do is go to sleep, and our hopes is that we will be able to get a good night's sleep and wake up with lots of energy and clear mental clarity. But it doesn't always work out that way. We end up looking like this. You wake up, you're scratching your head, and you're in a little bit of a fog, and you're trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? What do I do next? And then you realize, wait a minute, I have a job. Am I late for work? You're thinking like that, and then you're like, the kids are late for school, and you jump up and you run in and you wake them up and say, get up, you guys are late. And then your child says to you, Mom, it's Saturday. So, yeah, I've done that many times. So as you sit there, you're trying to focus, you're trying to get it together, and so you're thinking, okay, well, let me just go take a shower, right? Of course, a nice shower is going to make you feel better physically, but did that do anything for you mentally? For some folks, it might. Some folks, it may not, depending on what you went through the day before. And so, even though you've taken that shower, you might feel better physically, but what did it do for you mentally? So the next thing you do is you start seeking after stuff that's going to help you mentally. So you go and grab yourself a cup of coffee. Of course, that works for me. It helps boost my energy and helps me to be able to complete the next task. So after I get that energy and I'm ready to go, what am I doing? I go off and start multitasking my household. Your spouse wants you to get things done. Your children are pulling at you. They're asking for breakfast. They want you to help them get ready for school. You're packing their lunches and things of that nature. That is if they do have school. And then you might have a household pet that you have to manage. And then you're trying to get household chores done before you leave out the house so that you don't have a whole lot of stuff when you go home. So now you have to go on to that next stage in your day, which is a must, which is you have to go to work. You're having workday interactions with other coworkers, your supervisors. This is something that is a must. You have to go and earn an income to be able to go home and to go and take care of your family. Now, if you're having, and it also depends on what type of work you do. Like if you are a caregiver, that's going to require a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of interaction with a whole lot of different people, like doctors, nurses, dietitians, activities, vendors, family members. All of that can be draining. And then on top of that, you need to have the physical ability to be able to push, pull, stoop, bend, stand, for long periods of time. And that can be very tiring. So up towards the end of that workday, the main thing that may be on somebody's mind besides food is sleep. You want to go home and you want to rest, right? I call it mental bliss because we all know that if you got a family, you're not going to be able to go home and rest. You're not going to be able to go home and rest. So what do? What is it that we tend to do best when we do go home, when we actually do walk in that front door? We work some more because we still have to take care of our family. You got your babies pulling at you. You got a household dog. You got teenagers that are giving you a challenge. You want the teenager to take care of the dog. The teenager don't want to take care of the dog. Then on top of that, you got to cook meals. You have to prepare meals for your family. Once you get your family settled and everything, you're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm done early. I can go take a nap. I can go and lay down, right? You go lay down. You As soon as you put your head on that pillow, another thought comes to your head. Oh, I forgot to complete something. I forgot to get this done at work. I got to get up and get this done before the meeting tomorrow. So you get up, you go to your computer, and you get on your computer and start doing all what you need to do to get that done. And then you are on there. You're like, well, let me just go ahead and get this done. That way I won't have that much to do at work tomorrow. Next thing you know, it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you haven't gotten enough sleep. So where does that leave you? Now, you're experiencing brain fog. Now, can you imagine you're halfway through the week and you've done this, what, for 2 or 3 days, and you're now experiencing brain fog? Don't you know that is very embarrassing to experience brain fog? You can be sitting there talking to your supervisor and then you just forget the rest of the sentence of what you're trying to say when you're talking to your supervisor. Now, that has happened to me before. One of my supervisors has actually called a meeting and asked me why I was having trouble remembering things. And sometimes when you're on those jobs, people on those jobs are causing unnecessary stress and they don't even know that they're doing it. They don't know that they're doing it. But we still have to keep moving. Even when you're at home, you're upstairs and you're coming down the stairs and you're going down the stairs to get something. You know what you wanted when you were up the stairs, but when you got down the stairs, you have no clue of what you're down there for. You're standing there saying, why am I down here? What did I come down here for? Then you backtrack, got to go back up the stairs. You're looking around trying to figure out, what is it that I was doing before I went down those stairs? What did I go down there for? So this is what leads me to a situation that happened to me when I was working at a company, and the company was going through a series of laying people off. And the open positions that were there, they were taking the people that they didn't lay off yet. They were putting those people in those open positions. And so they ended up putting me in an administrative assistant position, which was very stressful. Now, I did have some experience working as a secretary receptionist, but I was like new out of school. I had just went to school for that. And I worked at a company as a secretary receptionist for about 2 years. But when I went into that administrative position, it was more advanced. It was very, very stressful. Now, I am gonna say that I did have some things going on at home that was causing a little stress, but the job was the one that was mainly stressing me. And so I ended up having an anxiety attack on the job, and that landed me in the hospital. So after that, I didn't go back to that job, and I am so glad that they did give me a compensation plan to where I was able to take 2 weeks off of work before I went to find another job. But when I did find that job, I went and I went through a temporary agency and was working as a receptionist at a company. And the administrator was looking at my resume and came and approached me and asked me to apply for a different position within the company because she felt that I can do more. I told her, I said, no, I'm okay where I'm at, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to go into any more stressful positions. And so she went away. She came back and she handed me a document and told me that she wanted me to work on that table and to give it back to her. And then after that, they will determine whether they wanted me to stay in the receptionist position or move to the other position. Well, as I was working on that document and everything, I was doing a pretty good job. I was just, I was happy that I was able to do the things that I needed to do. But as I went to the next step in that document, my mind went blank. I could not remember the next step of what I was going to do while working on that table. Now, I did know where I was. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was working on. I knew the company that I was working at, and I was aware of my surroundings. I just could not remember the next step that I was going to make while working on that document. Now, that did give me a little scare, And so I decided to um, change some things in what I was doing and how I was holding things in my memory and how I was using my brain. So I decided to do this. I began to write things down. Now, of course, I started off, just using plain paper, copy paper, advanced to spirals, and then I started buying journals. And so this is what helped me to take the stress off of my brain during that time that I was really stressed, because at that time, I hadn't fully recuperated from the incident that happened. And so when I started writing things down, my head started feeling better. The headaches started going away and everything. And I started looking at it like it was like therapeutic for me, because even though I took the stress off of my brain was also being exercised because I was writing things down. And with me writing things down, it was helping me to remember what I needed to remember, because I was actually seeing what I was writing. And so when you see what you're writing, it helps you to remember a whole lot better. And then on top of that, it doesn't stress your brain out to be holding all of that stuff in your brain. So this is what led me to create my company, New Project Creations. Um, and the basis of New Project Creations is pretty much going back to the basics. What I do is I encourage people to bring out their creative abilities, to do the things that they want to do and like to do, and the things that they are actually good at. Because some of us are in positions to where we Okay, I'll use myself as an example. I have gone to college a few times, and during taking those college classes, I did very, very well in taking those college classes. But the thing about that is that I did not have enough funds to continue, so I never got a degree. So I ended up working in these positions hoping that I would be able to work my way up, because I could show people that I was able and capable of doing things. But people, let's just say, the thing that I was faced with, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm just speaking for myself. This has been my experience. When I would apply for other positions or whatnot, I would get, "You don't have a degree." And that was very, I don't know, it was bothersome. It really did shoot my confidence down. And I knew that I could do it. I knew that I can do everything that they were doing. I just didn't have a degree. And so my company is something that I've created to where I want people to be able to work together and to help each other and to be able to communicate on a basic level. Now, there are interests that I do have. Real estate is one of my interests. And the thing that is required with real estate is you have to know how to set up the contracts. You have to know how to understand the contracts. But the hard thing for me was that there were like some other laws, some added laws that were like written in a certain way that it would be very, very hard for any just regular person to understand. And so the thing that frustrated me is I'm like, why does it have to be so difficult to purchase a piece of property, and people put all these laws in place to where you can't understand what it means? I mean, you can read it, you can see what it says, and then they're using all these big, gigantic law words that makes it hard for you to understand the meaning of the contract. And that's how people get themselves in trouble. And I'm like, this is why real estate is so high risk, because I mean, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble if you don't understand the jargon of the contract. And so, throughout my process of going through the things that I went through and trying to advance and not being able to advance, it was like there was like a wall that I was running up against. So, yeah, I went ahead and created this company, and this Go Back to the Basics collection. That's just a portion of what my company is about. So, if you want to know more about new project creations, you get please feel free to subscribe, and then down at the bottom there's going to be more information and other links that you can click on. You can also go to the website newprojectcreations.com and see what's in there. And then also, if you want to be involved, there are some forms that are set up to where you can fill out and let us know what you're interested in and how you would like to help and or be involved. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. Yes, this is my first time, so I know this video is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be for everybody, but I know that there are some people that are going through the same things, and I just want you to know that you are not alone. And I am reaching out to try to connect and to help build others up. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Stay tuned for more videos that are coming up.